Hey guys! So Mother's Day is on Sunday, and this can probably mean about one of three things for each of us. Either A, we're kind of annoyed because we have to go out and find something special to give our moms just because the greeting card companies want to make some more money, over commercialized, and that doesn't actually mean anything. B, we're excited to, show our mom that handmade art we made, or that song we wrote for them, or that incredibly heartwarming and personal poem we wrote them. Or C, we're like, yeah, I love my mom, but I'm no good with gifts. I'm no good with words. How do I tell her? That's kind of why I'm making this video. If you're no good with words, maybe watch this and get some ideas and think of something personal you can tell your mom about how much you care about her, but you can also show her this, because I'm going to speak in a lot of generalities too. And if there are things that apply to your mom and you want to tell her, man, I know this and I appreciate this about you, show her this. And it'll be a way to say, hey, I love you, I care about you. So if you're a mom and you're watching this, someone loves you and they care about you. I'm going to approach Mother's Day a little bit differently than I feel like most people do. We can see sappy things on television talking about how important our family is and how much we love our mom, but a lot of it can seem very fake and scripted and, I don't know, Hallmark Channel? I don't want to diss the Hallmark Channel, but I feel like that's a thing, it's just got that vibe. It's like, oh yeah, this is sweet, but it's not really real. I want to talk about, the real importance of family and, why Mother's Day is such an awesome appreciation of your mom. In my mind, a mom is not necessarily someone biologically related to you. It's not necessarily the woman who gave birth to you. It could be someone who looked at you and said, I am going to care for you no matter what. I am going to teach you how to live in this world. I am going to show you love and affection. I am going to raise you up in the way I think is best for you. And whether that's the woman that half your DNA came from, or the parent who found you and chose you and was like, I am going to love you. Moms are important and an incredibly essential part of our society. And even with a day like Mother's Day, I feel like that can get so easily glossed over. The huge role they have. Not to over-romanticize things, but family is a big deal. Think for a second about a world where the family unit isn't what it is today. People in the world are selfish and cruel, and without your family, it is quite plausible, quite reasonable to think you'd be in a spot where you stand alone and you think, I can only depend on myself. That's not a good place to be in. We're not meant to bear our burdens alone. We're not meant to have to figure everything out alone. Your family is someone who comes alongside you and says, let me help. Let me care about you just like I care about myself. We may have different interests, but I always have your best interests in mind. When I was a kid, I couldn't fathom how someone would give up so much of their time and their energy and their emotional stability to care for someone other than themselves. As a kid, I looked at my mom and I thought, why would you want us kids? I was loved and I loved her, but when looking at it objectively as a child, we took up so much of her energy and her time. She had almost none for herself, and yet she was joyful and excited about teaching us new things and bringing us places where we could hang out with friends and socialize and learn new skills. And most of the time, without complaining or ever making us feel bad for taking up so much of her time. But in this individualistic society we live in, it's no, everything's all about us. A good mom is incredible, and if you've got one, and if you've got that lady in your life you can appreciate, and you think of her as your mother, whether she's biologically related to you or not, that is incredible. And I need to say how thankful I am that I have a mother who was willing to do everything for me and my siblings. Even if we don't always agree on what we think was best for us, she always did what she thought was best for us. No one's perfect. We all get angry sometimes. We get in fights. But at the end of the day, I know she loves me. My mom read me books and played games with me. She encouraged me so much. She told me I was her big girl, and she was so proud of me, and I could do anything. And I was goofy, and I was her little monkey, and I believed her. I believed every word, and I still do. My mom has been a powerful force for my self-confidence. I feel like a lot of times we stop believing our moms for some reason when they tell us how great we are, but why would we? And we need to remember to turn that back around and let them know how great they are, because they are. And I have two moms now. I got married, so I have the one that raised me, and I have the one that raised my husband. And I am so thankful for her too, because not only is she incredible to me at any family gathering and anything, and just like welcomes me as part of the family, but she also raised my husband to be this kind, loving man who is okay with expressing his affections. He learned a lot from her, a lot more that I don't know exactly, but I am so grateful that she took care of him and raised him into this loving man that I know now. So, moms, thank you so much for everything you do. We really appreciate it. And even if we don't always seem like it, we love you. And this isn't to discount how important dads are either. It's just Mother's Day right now, so Father's Day, dads, you get something special too, and you know how much we love you, but today's for moms.